go across to Neha Hebale, who's joining us. Neha, on their part, the Congress has said arrests have been made. One police officer has been suspended for dereliction of duty. Why is the BJP saying that these steps are not enough?
Well, Meghna, this is a case that went on to leave the entire country in a state of shock, and this is not something that's just happening in the state of Karnataka. Whether you look at Rajasthan or other places, the larger context of the story is the kind of atrocities that are being meted out now to the SCs, STs and to the Dalits on the whole. Having said that, of course, we're seeing that despite about 11 arrests that have come through in this entire case, and 2 more absconding also, who of course the police believe are going to be nabbed soon, despite those arrests, despite a police officer being suspended over here and one of the rank of an inspector, mind you. Despite this, of course, we're seeing that protests by the BJP have continued across the state of Karnataka. A special team, a fact-finding committee of the BJP also was in fact, sent to Belagavi. They met the victim. They've gathered the information about what really happened. You also have a team of the NCW there who's met the victim. Most importantly, of course, it remains to be seen right now how this progresses, because the matter has even come up in the Karnataka High Court as well. And, that's also, of course, been set aside now. So we'll really, of course, have to wait and see as to when the protests right now that have been planned by the BJP stop, and where, this political war of words between the ruling and the opposition, where is it that really comes to an end?
Well, we'll have to wait and see if the politics is going to end, but it's also important for us to point out, Neha, that there are already separate commissions. There's a BJP fact-finding commission as well as an NCW panel also, which is meeting the victim. Tell us on that front.
Well, that's right. This is, of course, a horrific incident that's left the entire state, in absolute shock. Now, the women of the country also, of course, after an incident like this, how safe do they really feel is a question that's being raised. And here is a woman who's, in fact, just been stripped, brutally trashed, tied up to an electric pole for absolutely no fault of hers, for the fact that her son, in fact, eloped with another girl. It is, of course, really regressive, so to speak, right now. But having said that, of course, it remains to be seen right now when atrocities on the whole against women, of course, especially those from, some of the underprivileged communities, really comes to an end. Understandably, of course, the NCW that's taken stock of this visited the victim. The National Human Rights Commission has called this a grave violation of human rights. They have issued a notice to the government asking for a response in 2 weeks. And more, apart from that also, the BJP has formed a separate fact-finding committee here that's going to be looking into this entire case, and whatever it is, of course, that they decipher from these findings, that could possibly then be taken up either legally or maybe in that case some action from the central government, possibly, maybe on those lines. We'll really, of course, have to wait and see.